What's going on? We're on day 6 of the hardening off process. Today they are going to be out for 4 to 5 hours. Put them out at 4 p.m. They're going to be out till the sun goes down about 8:30. So let's flip it around and show you how they're doing. As you can see, these guys are doing beautiful. Drone footage. But no, these guys are doing beautiful. I just had to clip a couple little buds that were starting to form there, because you can see this guy is way too little to be forcing buds already. So we clip them off so they can focus more on upward growth. These guys are expected to be out anywhere between Saturday and Tuesday, depending on the weather, depending on how hot it's going to get, how they're doing. They did get a little sun scald the other day. Couldn't get them out yesterday, and it's not ideal to skip days, but if it's going to be too windy or too hot, or you just can't do it, you got to do what you got to do. But ideally you don't want to skip days. But had them out for 3 hours the other day, so now I'm looking for about 4.5 hours. And then tomorrow it's supposed to be nice as well, so probably gonna stick them out for 5.5 hours. Once they're ideally outside for 8 hours plus, you put them out at noon and they're out till 8 p.m. and they're doing fine, then they're good to go. So we'll see how it does up to Saturday. If they are wilting or leaf burn in any kind of way, then yeah, they won't be ready by Saturday. But you never know. But it's a good breeze today. All the super hots are doing good. Here's the Thor Thunderbolt, the famous chocolate primatale, another chocolate primatale, 7-pot pink. This one I have no idea what that is. That's another chocolate primatale right there. That is the bubblegum, cotton candy bubblegum 7-pot. The Thor Thunderbolt, Gator Jigsaw. I can name them all, but you basically get the point. Let's go on the other side here. There's a UFO pepper, another cotton candy bubblegum 7-pot. This one is called a Dunnekint. It was given to me by a guy. As you can see, the roots are way overgrown, but it doesn't matter how root bound they are. If they're not ready to come out, they're not ready to come out. So, but he's just flourishing. You can see he got a giant side shoot right here. I already did bottom prune him, but this guy is supposed to be like 30,000, somewhere around there, Scoville heat units, so not a super hot, but probably be good to make flakes or chili powder out of. Got another 7-pot pink. Yeah, here, fly. 7-pot pink. Here's a Carolina Reaper, purple peach Reaper. So I mean, almost all of them. Oh, I forgot the ghost. He's small, but he's doing beautifully. As you can see, the leaves are actually up. They're not drooping. If you see drooping in the sun, bring them in. But yeah, this is day 6 of hardening off. First day I did right there in the shade for about an hour or two. Second day, about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Then I brought them out into the sun for about a half hour. And then, an hour and a half, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. Just, look at the plants, use your discretion, see how they're looking. If you think they can handle another half hour, give them another half hour. If they're starting to droop or dry out or sun scald or anything, either bring them back inside under your grow lights or put them in the shade. Ideally, I would like to leave these guys out all night, but we're supposed to get a couple days in the 40s, and I just don't trust it just yet. So I'm going to do my due diligence, and I'm going to... You can't rush this process. It's one of the processes that if you try to rush it, If you try to rush it, you're gonna lose all your leaves. Your plants are gonna die. Will they survive? More than likely, but they're gonna set them back so far that they have to regrow all that foliage, and in the long run, you're gonna end up losing on your yield. Have very small pods, if you get any at all. So this is not something that you really want to, mess with. I know everybody wants to get their plants out fast and quick. Everybody wants to be like, yeah, I want to see them get big in pods and burn people's mouths and asses. And yeah, I get it. But in the long run, like the tortoise and the hare, who won in the end? Exactly. So you gotta take this step in this process slow. Just increase it a little bit every time. Everybody has different times. Some people say 15, 20 minutes the first day, and then this, and then I go by the first day in the shade, an hour. The second day, 2 hours. The third day, I go into the full sun, not at noon, but morning or evening, for about 30 minutes. And then the next day, an hour and a half. And then 2.5, and then 3.5. Like yesterday, I wasn't able to get them outside at all, which, again, ideally, you should not skip days. But if it's a super windy day or a super hot day, for the sake of your plants, skip it. But they were out 3 hours on, what the hell is today? On Monday. And so I skipped yesterday, so they've been under the grow lights this whole time, so I'm going to push for 4 hours, maybe 4.5, depending on how they look. And then tomorrow we're going for 5.5 hours. Once you're ideally out for 8 hours, and that's going to be anywhere between my time Saturday and Tuesday. Some of the leaves are really nice and thick. Here, let me turn you around here. Like this leaf is very thin. It feels very wobbly. I don't know, so I'm not sure. But almost all the other leaves have a nice thickness to them. You can almost see how nice and thick. Not that they're bubbled, but they're like thick. And like this one is more flat and flobby. So I do keep these in my bathroom because I like the extra humidity. Especially when you take a shower, they get the extra humidity. But these guys they're doing pretty good. Not much leaf curl. So as long as they can handle, the blazing sun, which today is about 77 degrees, so I'm going to keep a close eye on them. The thing is that leaf burn is not going to be right away. You're not going to come out and be like, oh my God, they're getting leaf burn. It might be a day or two later, and then you see it. So you kind of have to be like, well, the other day I had them out for 4 hours, and now they got leaf burn. Well, that's too much time. Back it off a half hour or 3 or 4 hours in the sun, then put them in the shade for a couple hours. You just kind of have to play with it. Everybody's going to have their opinion, but I have mine. This is what's working for me. But yeah, this is my first year is doing this on a large scale. I've grown super hots before. I've grown Carolina Reapers, Ghost Peppers, all of them. But doing this on a large scale, and to me, 18 plants is a large scale. But I'm learning as I go, and so they are going to be, let me show you where they're going to be. Just got some new soil there, some Miracle-Gro in the garden boxes. Still have to hand rototill it, but they're going to have a bunch of stuff in the garden, and then just all around here, just because it's perfect sun. So it's all around, probably 4 on that side, 4 on this side, 2 or 3 on this side, here on the porch, because this gets all day sun. It just, trash can's in the way right now, that's why it doesn't look like, but this gets all day sun as well. So yeah, this is like the perfect location to get all day sun. And if they start to do bad in the 5-gallon grow bags, I can boom right into the shade, give them a little extra time. So do I want to move 18 plants? No, but the good thing about grow bags is you can move them. You can move them with buckets too, but it's just a little easier with the grow bags and the handles. So they do dry out a little faster, but it's no big deal. You just buy an extra water can, and but no, we're not going to be fertilizing these guys. I do bottom fertilize already in the double cup method, which is keeping them good and strong. But as soon as they go into their Miracle-Gro 5-gallon grow bags, I will not be fertilizing for at least the first 2 to 3 months. Once I start to see them slow down and not producing or not growing as much, then I'll give them some liquid fertilizer, a little Miracle-Gro shake and feed. But like I said, I don't top my plants because nature does it for you. Why? You know, some people like it and some people enjoy that. Um, I guess if you want a smaller, stumpier plant like inside, or you don't have the room to grow it, but as you see, I got a huge yard, so I got plenty of room to get a 4, 5, 6 foot tall plant, and that's what I'm going for. I'm going for 18 plants, at least 50 pods off each plant. So that's about what 900 pods. That's my goal. If I can do better than that, great. If I do less, well, like I said, they're all for sale. You just gotta get a hold of me at Jesse Short, JESSESHORT 66 at gmail.com, or check me out on my YouTube page. Obviously, you're watching it, so Jesse Short 6278. They're $1 a pepper. If you want to pick them up in the Fayetteville area, we're going to be at the local Fayetteville antique market here in the spring, probably around the September, October time frame, depending on when these are done. They're $1 a pod, or I can ship them to you for $25 for 25 pods. If you pick them up locally here in the Fayetteville area, you save $5. So they're only $20 for 25 pods. And if I haven't already picked them, you can come pick them right off the plant and choose the ones you want if you want. I don't care. But I take cash, money order, or Western Union. I'm not into that PayPal and all that, and all that stuff. So either bring cash, a money order, or you can go to the local Walmart, Kmart, whatever. If there is a Kmart, probably not. But your local Walmart or whatever, and you can do Western Union, and I'll send them out to you. Shipping is included in that $25 for 25 pods. So I eat the cost of the shipping, which is about $10, $12, so I'm not making much. But like I said, this is day 6 of hardening off, so we'll see y'all later. Take it easy, y'all. Thanks for visiting the channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Take it easy, y'all. Peace.